What's going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Mr. It's Too Easy. As you know, I told y'all I was going to drop a video prior to Friday, so here it is. We're going to be doing some declassified information this time. So I looked at some declassified TikTok, so I got kind of a theme this time. Not just going to be like me telling if it's true or not. We're just going to kind of listen and just observe. I will probably say if I believe it or not, but we're going to have that discussion in the comments below. But it's crazy as always. Man, I appreciate everyone who shows some love, who's watching my content, who's subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for your time and patience. You know, I do all this editing and stuff by myself, so, you know, but I appreciate all the feedback. And just thank you for the support and love. If it's your first time, typically my channel, I normally do a kiss it or dismiss it every Friday. This time I'm adding one on a Wednesday. And what I mean by kiss it or dismiss it, I mean that if we think it's real, we're gonna kiss it. If we don't think it's, you know, being telling the truth, we're gonna just dismiss it. But with that on the deck, let's go ahead and start this video because I think this intro is going on too long. Yeah, it is. All right, let's watch some of these crazy TikToks.
In case you weren't convinced that we live in a matrix,
there
are CIA documents that tell you how to contact people telepathically,
What?
heal parts of your body using your mind, and remember forgotten memories. And all of the instructions for these live in a document that was declassified in 2003 called the Gateway Intermediate Workbook. In the late 70s and early 80s, the CIA was super interested in studying the psychic abilities of the mind. This document is wild. Look at this. To reduce pain signals, I'll move so you can pause this to
pause it then.
But what is this?
What?
Repeat the number 55515. There are diagrams
Why 5?
telling you how to exhale stale, used up energy out of your feet.
Stale, used up
distant events and people. Remote viewing. Again, I'll move so you can pause to read this if you want to. But the most interesting thing in all
Just
of this
look up the
is that
document.
every single exercise starts with an affirmation, and the affirmation essentially states that we are more than our physical body. Contrary
I believe
to
that.
popular belief. Not only that, but the affirmation also asks non-physical entities for their protection. This document was part of the Gateway experiment.
Okay.
I'll put the link of that in my bio. If you want to read the full document. Let me know what you think.
Man, should I kiss
Or was this
it?
a waste of resources? And follow for more.
I think it's a waste of research down there.
There's a 57-page
I don't know. I leave it neutral.
That has been declassified on the CIA website about the Adam and Eve, and it talks about things like esoteric information, ancient forbidden knowledge, and even catastrophes, and how the real Adam and Eve supposedly came about. Not only does this document claim to know a real story from a biblical story, but it goes on to talk
shouldn't that
about
be in the Bible?
catastrophic events, pole shifts, and even ancient Egyptian magic.
Oh goodness, here we
Go
go.
get your blankets. Go get your
Declassified parts. Oh gosh.
page document that contains the story of Adam and Eve.
She said get your blanket.
Also talks about them being esoteric creatures and has these things in it like the cross section of Earth, which is a diagram. So in this entire document, they refer to Adam and Eve as esoteric creatures. I'm going to read to you one of the excerpts that they claim is part of the story. And where Adam was to go, the land would be difficult to farm, with thorns and thistle abounding, and even so the herb of the field was to be their food. His own toil and sweat, he was destined to fight the fight for survival after the inundation, even to the end of his days when he would return to Mother Earth. As it was earth man came from, and unto earth he shall return.
Okay.
It talks about making coats from skin and how Adam and Eve were in a cold climate. And then the next part jumps to Egypt. Someone who's read the lost books of the Bible and books like Jubilees that also
I don't think
claims
books
to
are
have
lost. They're just
the
not
real
added.
story of Adam and
I
Eve.
think they
This is
know where
extremely
they are.
interesting, and if you want a part 2, let me know. Happy spooky season!
Oh,
The
Lord.
CIA declassified document. The document is called Mars
Billy.
Exploration, May 22nd, 1984. They talk about
1984.
pyramid-like structures. They talk about obelisks like the ones in ancient Kemet, now called Egypt, and some of the places that they've been taken out all over the world. They talk about massive sandstorms.
Okay.
And they also talk about the terrain. They talk about the canyons, the cliffs, large flat plains. All of that's described in this session, in this declassified document.
He was given a set of geographical coordinates. It was in an envelope, family. And they asked him to describe what he saw. He described pyramids, Billy. And he described a shadowy people. He seen the
Remote
pyramids that
viewing.
appear to be storm shelters. And in the pyramids, there was more of the shadowy people who seemed to be hibernating. And after his vision faded, they opened up the envelope, he tore it open, and it read, the planet Mars, approximately 1 million years BC. This is their Jordan remote viewing. And this is what they came up with a milli years ago BC.
This is how you achieve.
Do we believe in it? Yeah.
In the 1970s, the CIA began studying how to expand human consciousness.
Okay.
By 1983, Lieutenant Colonel Wayne McDonald submitted a report to U.S. Army intelligence called Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process, based on its research. You see, this report was classified until 2003, and it contains step-by-step instructions on how to have an out-of-body experience. The purpose of this study was to find new methods for intelligence gathering and developing a method called the Gateway Process that's backed by real science. They discovered a process called hemisync, which uses different frequencies in your ears to synchronize each hemisphere of your brain to achieve this state. This report found that not only could anybody achieve astral projection, but they could travel to anywhere on the planet at any point in time. One could also travel to other points in the universe and click out of space and time altogether to join the absolute in infinity and see what our reality actually is. These findings not only showed that we're much more than our physical bodies, but that the universe doesn't really exist and is actually a construct of our minds.
The Matrix.
But perhaps the most profound warning was that utilizing this method could initiate contact with non-corporeal intelligence beyond the space-time boundary.
Don't want to do that.
Although you can read the report online to learn about the process.
We have to look up all this stuff, man. We're going to be doing some homework.
In 1973, the CIA destroyed over 20,000 files about mind control experiments on U.S. citizens.
Oh, that's right, because they...
Declassified MK Ultra documents reveal how they secretly drugged Americans with LSD, used electroshock therapy,
that's unfortunate,
practiced hypnosis to try controlling human minds.
That's unfortunate.
All without consent.
Damn.
Tested in hospitals, universities, and even brothels, paying doctors to experiment on unsuspecting patients. Here's the terrifying part. The CIA admitted only limited success with MK Ultra, but the techniques they actually perfected, those files were destroyed first.
I believe that.
Why revolutions happen in specific places at specific times?
Okay.
The answer will shock you. When mapping every major revolution since 1776, they form perfect pentagon shapes across continents.
Oh my God.
The American, French, Russian, and Chinese revolutions, all connected by invisible pentagon lines, exactly 1,176 miles apart.
Oh,
Pentagon patterns appear in revolutionary documents too.
I'll be honest.
From declaration layouts to Soviet flag designs. Here's the mind-blowing part. The next point in this Pentagon pattern, it's exactly where experts predict the next global uprising in 2024.
Oh, it's 2025.
You've got literally just the group, and maybe a director knows about it. Nobody else. It's completely classified. It's top secret. It's under lock and key. But I want to mention something. One of the bombshells that we dropped was that there's a declassified federal document. Anyone watching this interview can go find this document. It's on the FBI vault. Document 6751. It's a document from the 40s. It was written by a prominent member of academia, and it was submitted to the FBI. In this document, they make a case that entities are not space aliens, but that they're interdimensional or extra-dimensional entities that are crossing over from a plane known as the ethereal plane. Now, we know... as researchers of the New Age movement, we know that that is where the ascended masters are supposedly said to be on a high level. This ethereal plane is very popular. When you talk to people who astral project, people who channel, people who remote view, people who want to tap in or go on a trip, an ayahuasca trip, a DMT trip.
All right.
In 2003, a document was declassified by the CIA that may reveal that you have godlike potential.
Hey, I think that's probably true.
So I'm going to go ahead and read what
potential.
Fundamentally, the gateway experience is a training system
X-Men.
strength, focus, and coherence to the amplitude and frequency of brainwave output between the left and right hemisphere, so as to alter consciousness moving it outside of the physical sphere, so to ultimately escape even the restrictions of time.
So what they're talking about is out-of-body experiences. And what the U.S. government was interested in was how out-of-body experiences could be used in war. So the U.S. military sent several officers over to the Monroe Institute to check its credibility. So what did these officers report back? You tasked me to provide an assessment of the gateway experience in the terms of its mechanics and ultimate practicality. Frankly, sir, that proved to be an extremely involved and difficult business. The physics of altered human consciousness deals with some conceptualizations that are not easily grasped.
I don't know. This is kind of short to have all this.
I'm confident that their construction and application will stand up to the test of rational critique.
Wow.
It's a pretty interesting read, and some of the experiences that they describe sound like an LSD trip. But does it work? I don't know, and I have to go to work, so let me know what you find out in research.
I know.
Your history textbooks are lying to you.
Uh-oh.
And the CIA wanted it that way.
What?
In 1961, Project MK often revealed the CIA secretly funded textbook publishers to rewrite American history. Their goal? To shape how students viewed past wars, political movements, and foreign relations. Over 42 major textbooks were altered between 1962 and 1980, removing key events and changing narratives about U.S. military interventions and foreign policy. Here's the terrifying part. Those same edited versions are still being used in schools today. And you never knew you were reading CIA-approved history.
I believe that.
Ancient Egypt had wireless electricity 4,000 years before Tesla.
Oh my
and we
God.
have proof.
Uh-oh.
Scientists discovered the pyramid's limestone blocks contain high amounts of quartz crystal and granite, the exact materials we use today in piezoelectric power generation. The pyramid's shape itself amplifies this energy. But here's what they don't tell you. Ancient hieroglyphs show devices powered by this wireless current. The proof? Researchers found zero evidence of torch soot in sealed tombs.
That's a good question.
History books lied. The pyramids weren't tombs. They were the world's first power plants.
What? Okay.
Imagine uncovering a once classified CIA document that astonishingly reveals the divine power within you. In today's video, we delve into the mysterious realms of a declassified CIA document that suggests something beyond belief. You possess abilities akin to a god. We'll explore this intriguing concept, unraveling how the document came to life.
This is a short video if they got all that.
About human potential.
It must have been part 2.
Of reality.
In 1934, Yale's Skull and Bones Society was caught sacrificing a human effigy in a forbidden ceremony.
Well, why would
this was nothing compared to what ancient secret societies actually did. Recently declassified documents reveal that Egyptian mystery schools required initiates to spend 3 days buried alive in sacred tombs, believing they would literally die and be reborn. These rituals weren't just symbolic.
They killing people.
Mind-altering substances found in ancient temple residue. Here's the terrifying part. Modern elite societies still practice these exact same rituals.
I believe it. I believe it.
Did you know the CIA actually funded and shaped some of your favorite Hollywood movies?
Yes.
During the Cold War, the CIA used movie productions as perfect covers for their secret operations.
That's that Argo.
While filming Argo in Iran, they rescued 6 American diplomats by pretending to shoot a sci-fi movie. But that's just the surface. The agency has influenced over 800 major films since 1950, adding or removing scenes to protect their operations. Here's the crazy part. Next time you watch a movie about the CIA, remember, you might be watching a real operation hiding in plain sight. Did you know just 13 families control over 80% of the world's central banks?
80?
These aren't just any families. They're direct descendants of Europe's most powerful royal bloodlines, dating back over 1,000 years. The Rothschilds, Warburgs, and Rockefellers aren't just they're royal.
That's
through private banking dynasties like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan.
Yeah, that's true, man. They got money. They got money.
Here's the kicker. Your money in the bank right now is being controlled by the same bloodlines that ruled medieval Europe. Did you know the CIA secretly drugged Americans with LSD for 20 years without their consent? Project M-Culture wasn't just a conspiracy.
M-Culture.
From 1953 to 1973,
that's unfortunate.
The CIA conducted mind control experiments on thousands of U.S. citizens, including
like, why am I sick?
Drug addicts, and even their own employees. They used LSD, hypnosis, and psychological manipulation in labs across 80 different institutions and hospitals. Here's the terrifying part.
What's that?
When exposed, the CIA destroyed 90% of MKUltra documents. We'll never know how many lives were destroyed.
I mean, everyone knows MKUltra was real, so there's nothing a secret there.
It's literally blowing my fucking mind. Vault.fbi.gov. You can see right there. Everything I read from here on out is verbatim. Our world situation is not hopeless by any means, although the space people bluntly inform us that as a race, we are too lazy. Spiritually, we must become more potent if we are to hold this planet together against the efforts of the dark forces which hope to blow it to bits.
Dang.
For now, some unpleasant news. This has been transmitted from Mars Sector 8 through George King in London. And they talked about George King earlier. He is a channel who speaks with the space people from Mars. So they're saying, this news has been transmitted from Mars Section 8 through George King in London. We have to begin paying off our karmic debts in the form of disease, which cannot be abated unless we discontinue the nuclear experiments. However, to help all of us through the coming period of epidemics, the space people will have placed 4 space stations in orbit around the Earth. They will start magnetizing the Earth at midnight on July 21st. Through meditation, we can absorb these healing rays. The Martians have clearly indicated that they are fed up with our depravity on this planet. Apparently, even space people can become impatient. That's the end of that.
That's good.
This is the FBI. I'm just going to remind you that.
That's good.
Insane.
Did you know the USSR built a secret moon base in 1970 that America discovered and kept quiet for 50 years?
Did they?
Declassified CIA documents reveal Project Horizon X, a Soviet plan to establish a permanent lunar outpost capable of housing 12 cosmonauts.
Okay.
U.S. spy satellites captured images of unusual structures near the moon's south pole. The base was never completed because a mysterious radiation surge killed 3 cosmonauts during construction. Here's the wild part. NASA's Artemis program is heading to the exact same location. What do they know that we don't?
They're going to try again. What in the world, the native? Uh-oh, lizard people. That's his pet. Jesus. Modern technology.
Gentlemen, we're here to help our old friend Satzel. Tonight, Orion is going to line up, and the key will appear from the fountain. The chief will personally take it to a secret location, but there will be many strangers trying to get it first.
Wow.
This jungle is Mayan territory, but the key is incredibly valuable, and that's why we have several freelancers attempting to get it beforehand.
Now, is that a skull?
One of the reptilian commanders asked permission to enter the jungle, as they must ask the chief due to their eternal debt to him.
Dang.
They don't want to mess with the chief or Balam. The chief refused their request because he knew they were up to something, and that there are rogue reptilians here for the key. Besides them, there are hitmen, gold diggers, beings from other planets, and even secret special services from the humans. We are here to guard the temple and ensure no one, and I mean no one, gets close to the village. We have backup from the tribe's best warriors, the twins, our native Backhats, and the priest of Balam. Trust me, no one wants to mess with Balam. However, there are too many of them, and that's why we need extra support. If you see anyone suspicious or notice something off, it probably is. Call it in or eliminate the threat. And be careful, there could be shape-shifting reptilians as well.
Oh my gosh. That's cap.
Stop the cap.
That's a good commercial though.
Report by the CIA written in March 1986.
And that is a wrap. Man, that was some crazy videos, the declassified stuff, man. Some of that stuff I was kind of like, I thought about, it passed the smell test, you know. Some of it I was kind of like, I don't know. But then it was kind of crazy listening to them about the aliens being mad at us and stuff. and we're lazy. People are lazy though. But man, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave some comments below. Let's have a discussion on the content that I just ran across. Man, we declassifying information now. So apparently we got to research some stuff. So let me know what you find. Research some of those documents, man. I know I need to. So let's have a discussion down below. And until then, y'all be safe. Have a blessed week. And I'll see you Friday on some more Kiss It or Dismiss It. Peace.